It worked.
Oh, hello.
Hello. All these updates.
Highly
Hello.
confusing. Let's see if
Exclamation
Instagram
point.
will let us.
It says we did it.
Yeah, but you're on my account. No.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Relax.
Hey, look, we see things this time. Oh, we see a wave. Awesome.
Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
That was last week that we couldn't see any comments.
Like a lifetime.
First.
You're welcome.
Yay! We can see your comments this time. This is going to be way more fun than last time, I think.
So we're going to share what Burgundy looks like. We are going to... So I asked questions to see what you guys want to discuss on this, and I picked one, and we'll talk about that.
Oh, I didn't even know people were filming.
I know.
I was just making bags.
We might show a new bag. I don't know.
Yay!
Yeah, so we got some fun things to talk about.
Yes, we do.
And we can see people
see all
in comments.
Things,
so
guys. You feel free to comment and question. All maybe it's better to start this way. This is our time to update you guys on what we're up to. Any changes and things like that are happening. He, gets to make funny faces at me and act like I'm crazy and gaslight me, whatever. No, but this is a great time if you guys have any questions or there's a bag you want to see, anything at all, please always ask. Don't feel like you're interrupting us because
I'm ignoring my mom's phone calls for this.
Because it always makes it more fun for us when we can actually interact with you. That's why we're doing this. So, yeah. But we do have a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. So let's get into it. What's up first, sir?
I don't know.
Okay.
So we are going to be replacing our sienna color with a similar-ish color.
Yeah.
We still need, I think we have the thread worked out. Yep. We still need to work out the edge paint side.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys handling quantity control?
Quality.
Oh. I have glasses on, still can't see.
Quantity control.
Quantity control.
Put everything in a box. I mean, basically through each step we quality control. So by the time it gets to you, it should be good.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just two of us, so we both have eyes on everything for the most part.
If we're ever like, hey, should we not? That's usually an indication to not, right? Or we'll ask each other.
Yeah, exactly. If there's any question about anything, we ask each other, and it's usually, it's pretty easy. We don't work with any like factories or anything like that other than our tannery and like the people that produce our hardware. But we make everything here, so it's all up to us.
And then once it leaves our shop, we don't have a lot of effect on quality post leaving.
Good question though.
But we are going to be switching to a burgundy color, which is similar to the sienna.
We mentioned it, I think, last week. But basically, so this is our sienna color. It's basically like a dark brown that has a leaning a little more towards a reddish brown, I would say. And I just wanted something that was a bit more rich feeling, and so I feel like the burgundy really does get us there. This isn't like the best cutting of our hide.
No, it's a scrap piece.
Yeah, it's kind of a scrap piece, but it's mainly just for color, so you guys can see the difference there. Hopefully, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the sienna, and then this is the burgundy that we're going to be replacing. We've got our thread worked out, and like Nick said, we just have to work out the edge paint, which we started today, so that should be getting there.
Yeah, subtle change, but I think that in the lineup, the burgundy looks really good.
It looks really good together with all the colors.
And it's just a little bit deeper.
Yeah, it's more rich. That was the thing. I always felt like I wanted the sienna to basically be burgundy, but it's not. So I don't know how that was going to happen. So I'm just really excited to move in this direction. I think you guys are really going to love it too. And I think it's going to look really beautiful.
So you'll probably notice that some of the larger bags in sienna aren't available on the site.
Right.
Because we are moving away from it.
So we don't have a lot of it left.
And once it's gone, we'll transition to burgundy. But there might be a time where they're both just not available for a period of time.
Yeah, while we get the stock in.
How do you decide which styles to produce? Does it come from a specific influence? It's a good question.
That's a great question. So, I mean, it's a combination of things. just designing bags in general, it's kind of, that part's kind of up to me what gets designed. But we do talk about like generalities together. Like, do we need more small bags in the collection? Do we need bigger bags? Do we need more crossbodies or shoulder bags or what have you? So on that, in that perspective, we always do chat about that. As far as, or like, do we need more handbags? And then Nick is really the one monitoring more of like what is selling and like kind of running lots of, what do you call
Spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets and things.
Reports,
that's the word I was looking for. So he knows best. I mean, I think we both really know, but he knows.
The data confirms the reality. So.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy. But yeah, so he'll tell me like, you know, this is what's been selling the most. I usually know because I'm making a lot of them, so that helps.
Some things do surprise us though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Especially when it comes to color, I think, and stuff like that. But yeah, I always try to, I'm always looking at like runway shows and what's coming out. So I'm at least educated in like what is generally popular and like what's coming down the line in fashion. Because I worked in fashion for about 10 years. So I love that world. And so I'm looking at it, I would be looking at it regardless. But I am always kind of like filtering that through my head. And then I do look at our website a lot and like just look at the collection as a whole, kind of like what are we missing. So we know that we just, we dropped 3 bags, right?
When? And what?
We dropped 3 bags, meaning like
we discontinued.
Discontinued them, yeah, that word is confusing.
A drop can be...
We discontinued 3 bags recently, so
yes.
You guys know that was our Stella, which I'm actually finishing up a bunch of them this week because a bunch of you guys ordered. We gave you a heads up that we were going to be discontinuing them, so a lot of people ordered a bunch.
Ingrid.
The Ingrid, which is like a bigger tote that we had, and the Big Shelby, which was our bucket bag, but the larger version. So in knowing that those have gone away, I kind of then look at the collection as a whole and be like, do I need to replace something in there? Or is it like we pull these out because they just didn't, sell as well or work well, so now we have to like kind of fill in like some little gaps sort of thing. So it's kind of just
or do you have a new design in your mind that you feel is going to replace that? Or is a better version, or fills the same market need or customer, target customer. Yeah,
exactly. And so, for instance, those 3 bags were actually some of our bigger, like physically larger bags. And so, I am planning to do. You guys have seen the new bag that I bring on like every time that you can't buy it. But I am planning to do a bigger version of that I think will kind of fill that gap a little bit. So yeah, it's always kind of just an editing thing and just like looking around. And I tend to be extremely inspired by shape. I've been like that throughout my career, even when in art school. Like the things I would draw are very shape based. And structure, that sort of thing has always inspired me. So that's kind of like always the thing that's inspiring what I'm doing. But yeah, good question. So yeah, Burgundy, we were talking about, is going to be sliding on in. Oh, it's order week.
Yes.
Right?
The last order week ever.
Yes, it's our last order week ever. So we've discussed this the last few lives, but just quickly, we're moving from order week, which is when we would be open for the first week of every month. We would take your orders, then close down for the remainder of the month, make everything that was ordered, and ship it out and start over again the next month. So now we're going to be switching over to a wait list situation. So we're basically going to be open all of the time. You can order whenever you feel, and we will be posting wait list times on the front page of our website. So you'll know, okay, I'm going to order my bag today, but I just know like it's going to be 8 weeks until I can expect to get it or something like that.
So our order week system, as we have it now, allows us to open up for about 4 to 6 weeks worth of work, so that we can get your bags to you as fast as possible. So the idea behind doing the wait list is that extends that a little bit, but should also allow us to do larger batches, which might actually balance itself out.
Yes.
And I think, like I said in a previous post, if we find that we're just like not able to get on top of it,
Right.
that's kind of our indication that we're ready to hire.
Yes.
And kind of slowly expand what we're doing.
Yeah, and that was kind of
It's the evolution of our business.
Yeah, it was a combination of a handful of people reaching out and saying like, "Oh, I'm getting frustrated. Like, I just keep missing order week,"
Right.
and us really feeling frustrated of like, we know we're ready, or we feel like we're ready to take a next step, but it just felt like we could just never get there, or like couldn't figure out how to get there, and so we felt like trying the waitlist system would be hopefully an easier way for us to push ourselves towards the next level of hopefully hiring someone to work with us. So, and kind of expanding in that direction.
And that being said, this happens every summer. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
If you're going away and you know that,
Right.
you can always write, and you want to place an order, you can always write like a ship after date in the notes. So like if you know you're going to be away for the month of July, be like ship after 8/1.
Right.
Would be a good way to help
if you
us.
place an order and you are pretty certain we haven't started making it yet, you can reach out to us with your order number and let us know, like, hey, I'm going to be on vacation this week. Please, can you ship it to me after this date?
Yeah, we can make and hold bags that just.
Yeah, not a problem.
You said you're working on the Stellas. We have about 10 orders left for April's order week before we move into Red Bridal Town.
Red Bridal Town, yeah. You guys have, there's been a lot of pre-orders for Red Bridal. Lots of big batteries this go around. So we will be then doing lots of that.
Can someone put in a request for a different color bag? Different than what we carry?
Yeah.
Oops. We've only done that a handful of times, but that came with the commitment of basically buying as many bags as we can make out of a hide.
Yes.
We don't generally do that though.
Yeah, it's not something we typically do. We've done it for some really, really great customers who are like, I'm going to buy as many bags as you can make out of this hide. So we were like, sure, we can do that.
Yeah.
It is a commitment for us though, because
And
especially if it's a bag, if it's a color that is not similar to what we typically do, you know, that for us not only means getting a hide, but getting thread and edge paint. So,
And it would take time to do that, and
and kind of plugging that into like our workflow.
to be super clear, that would be considered custom and then not refundable.
Yes. Very good. Good question.
Good question. We sold all the scraps like in an hour.
Yeah, that went really fast. I came
On the
home
weekend.
from like taking Wes somewhere and had a pile of boxes by the door, and I was like, I guess you sold them all. He's like, yeah, they're gone.
So thank you for that. We really
Yes.
appreciate, giving those scraps a second life. Whether
Yes.
you're making like little jewelry out of it, whatever you're making.
Yeah.
We would love to see it too. Every once in a while, someone sends us
A tag.
a tag, or
Yeah.
they just DM us with what they're making. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool to see.
It is cool. So thank you so much for that. We got started by working with hides that were on their way to the landfill. And so we want to kind of always use as much of the hide as we possibly can. And
Absolutely.
anything we can't use, we're always hoping to, give it a second life by selling it to you guys, so that that doesn't just end up in the trash can.
Trash
So,
can.
thank you guys so much for that.
We're getting questions about the milled collection when that comes back, because that's not open just yet.
Right.
So mid-May, the milled comes back as an option. And it'll actually be the first kind of swing into waitlist. So once those are up,
Right.
they'll begin as waitlist.
Yeah, so when they're going to go up mid-May. You'll be able to order them anytime going forward. But they will be, part of the wait list thing. And just so you know, to find those bags on the website, we have the milled collection. It's pretty straightforward, so you'll be able to find everything there.
I've been back and forth on if I want to also include them in regular. I don't know.
I think we'll see too when we update the website. We have some plans to update the
Yes.
website, so new photos and things. So we'll see how that might work. I still like it as a separate thing,
Yeah.
personally, but
Okay. Think about it.
yeah.
Do you want to share the new bag?
I sure do.
Okay.
All right, so I think, did you post a video of me getting angry at you for,
Yes,
Okay.
I did post that. And the story.
oh, that's what it was. Oh, from I think pen and paper design. What does your next step look like till shipping point?
From pen and paper
That's
design.
a large. It's a.
Like design start to finish.
Yeah.
Looks like paper.
So typically, actually, why don't I get the new bag? We'll talk about that, and I can kind of reverse engineer the conversation about how that happened, designing it. But if you guys saw the story that Nick posted, I got really mad. I was like not really mad at him, but I was pretending to be mad at him for filming me while I was either working on a pattern or I was sketching something.
It was more about she sneaks in making new designs.
Right, because actually my mom messaged me and was like, "How'd you convince Nick to let you make another bag?" And I was like, "I didn't.
You didn't. You
just did it." It was honestly, I was working on a bunch of bags at once, and they all had to dry at the same time. So I was like, "Well, now what am I gonna do?" And I was like, "Get that notebook out," and I started sketching some stuff. And then before you knew it, I was patterning something out. So
that's fine. Fall's turning into like how we usually do spring. It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. For sure. We've got a lot coming for fall.
All right, go get it.
Okay, get the bag.
Stare at me awkwardly.
Okay, so I'm trying to think how to introduce this. So when I first started sketching this bag out, it was inspired by a shape of a bag in the world that already exists. It's called a bota bag. It's historically, I think it was Spanish bag that usually held like wine or other sort of liquid. It's kind of like a type of canteen. I just really love the shape of it and how when it's worn, it really kind of like, what's the word? It like goes with the body sort of. So with that as my inspiration is why I started sketching the design at all. And then I got really excited about making it because there were a few things I could experiment on, and I knew it would be a kind of a faster bag for me to make. So I felt good about experimenting on it. So number one, I got a big drip of edge paint on this, so please ignore that. And I do still need to edit the design of the zipper a little bit, but otherwise we're pretty much set on it. So this is the new bag. It can be, okay, so first of all, it's got a full zipper top closure. So if nothing is getting out of this bag unless maybe you've got some loose change in there.
It's stuck in there.
Yeah, nothing is gonna come out. So there's that. I experimented with, so you guys can see the construction of it is really sturdy. It's very similar to, I'm actually working on a mini Chloe right now. It's a similar construction to our mini Chloe and big Chloe, but I made the strip that kind of like makes this happen. I made it a little bit skinnier because I really honestly, I wanted to see if, oh wow, it should be.
What a fantastic shape.
Thank you.
Are those real glasses? Or are they?
Yeah, I've had them for a long time.
Are they prescription?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to go to the eye doctor.
Definitely. I've been thinking about that recently, actually. But I wanted to see if I could, on the sewing machine, sew a smaller strip in there because I really wanted that shape. Because it has no lid, there's no reason for this lip to be as big as like our Chloe or mini Chloe. So I only took 1/8 of an inch off, but I think it really helped a lot to kind of streamline the shape and look of it. So then the other thing is on the inside of the bag are 2 buckles, and you can see that the strap has like perforations or whatever you want to call it all the way through. The idea was I really wanted to, again, I wanted this to be a somewhat casual but sleek and cool bag. I feel like a lot of the bags I have planned for fall and that are coming are definitely on like the fancier end. More handbags, and like the one bag is a handbag. We're going to make a tiny version of it and a bigger version of it. And so it feels a bit fancier. And so I wanted something that was a bit more casual feeling, but still kind of getting that sleek vibe across. So I decided to not do our normal strap on it, our normal adjustable strap, because I thought this would be even cleaner. And with the way the construction is, I knew I could get away with the buckle. So there's a buckle on either side inside the bag. The buckle I have in there right now isn't the one I'm going to be using, but I've set it up to act as if the one that we're going to be using. This is like a double loop slide, or what do you
It's
call
more
it?
for like a dog collar.
Yeah, the one I'm going to do it's a lot easier to use. So
It's more like a belt buckle.
yeah, yeah. So it's just kind of one thing that you have to get through, but they're pretty easy to adjust. I have it at kind of, let's see, I'll show you how small and how big it can get, because I feel like that's helpful to know. So I also wanted it to be pretty adjustable, like most, pretty much all our bags are, but I wanted it to be able to be both a shoulder bag and a crossbody bag.
I'm getting the hearts.
Oh, thanks. So it also opens like really nice and wide in there, so it's easy to access your stuff. So right now I have it on pretty much the shortest setting it can be. So you see the buckles just lie at the base of the gusset there, and the straps I mean, lie at the base there. So zip that up, and so you can also wear it either way. So now it's a shoulder bag, at least on me. You can wear it that way, or obviously you can wear it this way, whichever way makes you more comfortable.
If you feel like you're going to wear it as a shoulder, we can also make a custom size strap.
Absolutely.
So if you don't want the straps in there like that,
yeah, we can totally do that.
Definitely do that.
Yeah, and that's something that we offer with all of our bags. We do offer, if you order any bag from us and you're like, I just need a longer strap, you can always add that in the notes, or after you've placed an order, you can email us with your order number. We can make a longer strap, shorter strap, whatever it might be. But if you know that, like Nick said, you're a shoulder bag wearer and you just don't need that extra length, we can always make it shorter for you. It's not a problem. Okay, so that's basically, and again, ignore the drip on there.
Can you see it?
I don't know. Can you guys see the drip? Oh, sorry, YouTube.
I don't know.
Okay, so it's pretty much about the shortest it can get, and then I will try my best to make it be the longest.
In just 2 easy steps.
This side is easier than this side a little bit, just because the zipper gets it a little bit in the way, but the new buckle will make it a lot easier. So I kind of feel like if you're someone who likes to go between a shoulder and a crossbody, because I'm kind of that way, you would probably just set one side and then just change the other end all the time. How big it can get. Yeah, this end is definitely a little bit trickier to do, but again, the other buckle will make it.
Looks very comfortable.
It is very comfortable. Get in there, you. It's also like you're kind of doing this end blind because the zipper bit is in the way a little. There we go. Okay. So, and then this is as long as it can get, which on me is kind of ridiculous. I'm a bit short, so again, kind of too long on me, but maybe get on Nick. Even long on you a bit.
A little bit.
But yeah, so it's super adjustable. You can, like I said, wear it as a shoulder bag or a crossbody bag. I'm really excited about the shape. Honestly, when I patterned it out the very first time, I was like, ooh, I'm not sure you're gonna be able to fit a lot in here, but I would say that this holds like the majority of things that you would keep in your bag. It's definitely not like a big bag, but I could fit phone. Our Sally wallet will not, our Sally wallet, which is our bigger horizontal wallet, will not fit in there, but our Betty does, obviously, no problem. So phone, wallet, keys, chapstick, sunglasses, regular glasses. You could fit all of like the things.
Like a googly eye right here, and it's a bird.
Stop it. I like where the logo is. Thank you. Yeah, I like struggled for a bit to like figure out where I wanted to put it because it feels weird to put it here. So I put it on the gusset just below where the strap enters. and I feel like that's a nice place to put it. It's not like
Yeah.
in the way. It doesn't break up the shape of the bag.
Yeah, it would, because it's asymmetrical, it
Yeah.
would be really weird to kind of place it here,
Anywhere
which where
else.
we would normally,
Yeah.
or even here. Like, it would be odd to place it on the front panel.
Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, the only thing I have to really do right now is just make another version where I fix the zipper. I put it up a little too high. I need to bring it down just a little bit, and I might be editing out some of the zipper stops there just to make it work better, because it kind of gets a little crammed at the top right now. But
You know, easy fix.
yeah. So, and the other thing is like the gusset is very wide at the bottom, so you really, like my phone lays flat in the bottom. There's a lot of space in there, and it opens up nice and wide.
I joined in late. Did you say when this will go up for sale?
No, we haven't said that yet.
We haven't, but this will likely, we're getting a backlog of bag designs now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So this will likely be fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think.
Summer traditionally isn't like a super great time to launch a product.
Yeah.
And it's when we go
Unless
on
you, like-
vacation.
Also true.
So,
But we'll definitely be making them and probably photographing them
yeah,
maybe
true.
during that time.
But yeah, I think this is a nice complement to like, because we have like our Greta and we have the Phoebe, and this is like a nice complement to like, in my mind, like that line of the collection.
Yeah, I totally agree. I also feel like it's like
It does look comfortable. It's funny.
I have a little too short right now, but if I made it just a little bit longer, here, I'll do that. We have, of course, no idea what we're going to
If
name
you're
it.
just
so-
joining us, so this is actually the sienna color.
Yes.
So we're going to be moving to Burgundy, and you can see the difference there.
Yeah. Well, you'll probably say that a bunch of times, I feel like, in this, just so that anyone who misses it can see.
We're working on getting the edge paint right, but expect that.
That's better.
Sorry, my allergies are terrible.
Yeah,
They're
we're-
really terrible.
We both have like a cold and all that good stuff. But you can see how like nicely it fits in to the body. And even if you like swing it around back, it really fits nicely. I'm sorry, YouTube. Too short.
There you go.
So it just really, it sits really nice on the body. And the construction is super sturdy too. Like I don't feel like you have to like worry about it.
This also to me feels like it's very different, but it feels a little bit like an answer to like the standard like slouchy bag that we see.
That was part of it too, because I see them obviously
Yeah,
everywhere.
a lot of people love those bags.
It's kind of like the, it's like a
Like a
version of the
boho.
fanny pack, but it's kind of like a banana-ish
Yeah.
vibe.
It's a
And so
banana
there
bag.
was that, and then I had seen these, I mean, I've seen them before, but I had just recently just stumbled upon a picture of a Boda bag, which just again is
Traditionally made from goat leather.
it is traditionally made from goat leather, I think in Spain, and they would carry wine or other liquids in it.
Love it as a crossbody, clever strap adjustability.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really great bag. And the thing we're excited about too is the other bags that you guys have seen me been doing, the other new bag. That one for sure will be an expensive bag. There's a lot of leather and detail in it.
Yeah.
This is going to be a less expensive bag because it's a more simple design.
Yeah, it's a less
So-
complicated construction for sure.
Yeah, and it will take me less time to make as well. So we want to be able to offer a range of prices and bags that we offer. So that's another part of it that I'm excited
It'll
about.
be in line with like the Greta Phoebe.
Yeah.
Is my feeling.
That's what we're thinking.
To do the math and stuff.
Yeah, but it should price-wise be about the Greta or the Phoebe
Excuse me.
price. I also think it will be beautiful in melt.
I agree.
Yeah, like I want to make myself want to melt.
There we go. You just got.
I know I did. Oh, it's okay. But she's also going to need a name, so you guys are going to have to help us figure that out. As per usual.
It's cannellini.
What other new designs are in the works?
Don't talk to her about that.
You guys are killing me with these amazing mix. Oh, thank you. I'm not trying to kill you. I
Gotta keep
promise.
you guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. So this
Oh,
is
okay.
the other bag that I'm referencing. I brought it out, I think, like every single week. But this is the
Yeah.
other bag that I'm referencing.
And there should be two
There's going to be
complimentary bags to this one.
yeah, there's going to be a smaller version. So when you guys, it's also got a different type of closure than you've seen from us before. It's got this like accordion like opening, so it's super easy to get in there. This one needs to be edited. The design, this is typically very taut in here, but there's got a zipper pocket, a pocket in the back, a pocket in the front, and the construction is just more complicated. It also comes with a crossbody strap.
Well,
But
when I did the square inch amount of leather in it,
Yeah.
it's quite a bit, which is
yes.
funny.
But yeah, we're gonna be making a complimentary smaller bag that won't have the zipper pocket or the accordion, but it will have the same shape, top handle, and it'll be like a
Wow.
crossbody.
Different size.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Different size. It'll be smaller. And then I want to make a bigger version that does have all the things. Sorry, YouTube. But is more the general size of the Big Bowery. So in my mind, it's kind of almost a little bit like, Nick doesn't agree with me, but a little bit like a briefcasey type of vibe.
I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but no.
So yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the other new bag.
On average, when you do a collection, how long would it take till selling? It depends on the bag.
It depends on the bag. It depends on the
Where we are
time.
in the season.
Yeah. So typically we like to drop new designs in either spring or fall, because it's just the best time for us.
Yeah, we try to stick to spring and fall. One of the reasons is I personally feel like the amount of seasons fashion is trying to cram into the year is way too much.
Yeah.
You only really need two
Yeah.
for what we do. And like it just kind of goes against our natural.
Or like our ideals as a company, basically.
Like if we were launching, like the way we did this spring was pretty intense for
Yeah.
the amount of, and that was just a color drop
Right.
and the milled.
Yeah.
But like to launch everything for do 4 every year, like 4 seasons or even more
Right.
than that,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And
sorry.
typically, like in the bag world, people tend to buy bags in spring and fall because it's a transitional time. You're getting ready to go into winter. You're getting ready to go into summer. That sort of thing.
And like to me, this bag makes sense in fall or spring. So if if this came out like next spring, I feel like that would make sense
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons. But it also coming out in fall this year makes sense too.
Yeah.
But like to me, this is more of a fall design
Right.
than the other one. So not that it couldn't come out in spring, but
Yeah.
you want to align what you're doing with
Seasonality.
seasonality
But I do
for the
think
best effect.
these are going to look really good in the burgundy color.
But if your question is how long does it take, like once it's out of her brain and prototyped, it's kind of whatever the next season that makes sense.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but generally, you try to design for spring and then for fall
Yes.
drop.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers part of your question. Okay. The question that we got that I picked
yeah.
from Instagram was, what is a good inventory for your first local artisan fair for variety and quantity? So,
Variety and quantity. Okay.
in my mind, if it's the very first market you're doing, or if you're seasoned and it's your first market, those can be two different things. Because
Right.
if it's your first one,
Yeah.
having one of each style and each color will be very helpful because you'll have an idea of what is selling, what's not
Yeah,
selling.
you're really out there to do an experiment almost. Get as much stuff as you can, within reason.
Yeah.
Your abilities and the space, and not make it feel super crammed. But yeah, you want to really test the waters and see what does your market customer, because your online customer and your market customer can be very different sometimes.
I would guarantee that they are, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of get an idea of what they want. Do they like the smaller things? Do they like the bigger things? Do they all want them to have zippers? I don't know. Whatever it might be.
And your job is to just observe what's happening and then
Yep.
put it to work, kind of.
Yeah, it's all about observing, educating your customer while you're there, and then making changes for the next time. So,
And that's an opportunity, a rare opportunity to like talk to potential customers and like relate
Yeah.
your brand to them.
yeah.
So any kind of takeaway you have for them will be helpful, like a postcard, so they can remember you, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but I would say when we were,
Hold on. So
Okay.
sorry.
You're
If you're
good.
like a veteran, then like you probably just want to bulk up on things that you know are going to sell well.
Yeah.
And then because if it's your first market of the season, you can get work out of the way ahead of time, and then sell those at later markets down the line.
Right. But I'd say when we were first kind of starting, we probably had, we had like a bunch of small stuff that we realized for us didn't do as well.
Yeah.
And that the bags actually did the best for us. But that was kind of like us first kind of experimenting. We probably had how many bags do you think?
In the beginning, like 3
Yeah.
or 4 maybe.
Yeah, I would say like maybe
was-
5.
Yeah.
It was the Greta, the
Oh right. Greta,
Phoebe,
Stella,
Stella, Margot,
Mario.
and I feel like there may have been
The,
something else.
Penelope.
Penelope. I mean, eventually we got other things. We did other things like the Veda
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah. And there was like a dop kit. And
Yeah. Yep. Smaller stuff.
Yeah. There's all sorts of
Leashes
things.
and things. Yeah. So we started with like
The really standard normal things alongside bags.
right. But I'd say once we were. I mean, we haven't done shows since the pandemic for obvious reasons, and then we got so busy with orders that we really couldn't do shows. But I'd say when we were at the end of it, we probably had, I'm gonna guess like 10 to 12 bag designs, and then like 2 small things, like a keychain and I don't know, a wallet
Earrings
or something.
and
Oh,
jewelry.
earrings. Yeah, right.
And necklaces.
Yeah, and I would always do one design or every design in one of each color, and kind of curate it that way. But you definitely also don't want to create a humongously crammed booth. So even if you decide, hey, I know I always sell like my crossbody and natural like a lot, in the actual booth, like what's displayed, you still just want to have one
Yeah.
of every bag in every color. And if you have more with you,
Just
like
replace it.
hide those under the table. Because if you create a very crammed booth, it's not gonna feel like super shoppable and maybe as high end, honestly, as you'd like it to feel.
Well, and the practical side of it is they might get damaged. Like
That's
so you
very
don't want
true.
5 of your bags to get damaged.
Right.
Maybe just that one gets damaged by the wind or something like that.
Right. Somebody dropping
Or
it
someone,
or scratching it or whatever.
punching it, whatever they do.
So yeah, I would say like, and this is assuming your booth is 10 by 10 is like a
That's
typical
really
booth.
normal.
Yeah, I would say like 10 to 12 designs, one in each color, and then a smattering of small goods that can be like close to you wherever you are in the booth. So hopefully that helps.
I would say a couple of things. Like set your expectations before you go. Like honestly, what I used to do in my mind is like if we sell one thing, I'm happy. I mean, we ended up doing more than that.
Yeah.
But like, I think I set my expectations low so
Right.
that I wasn't feeling like I needed to sell. And like Leanne said, what we ended up doing was educating people on what we do. Like
Yeah.
we use vegetable tanned. We make these. In some cases, we were right down the street from our house.
Right.
We make these in the next neighborhood over.
Right.
Which people really love a local story. So if you can
Oh,
tap into that,
absolutely.
that's great.
Yeah. And I kind of always, I mean, I've said this a million times, but would always kind of have like a little bit of an elevator pitch. I feel like the word veg tan too, the like average
What is
Joe
that?
doesn't know what that means. So it's kind of a great little word to throw out there. So people are like, oh, is that vegan? Like what is, it's not vegan. Like what is that? And so, it kind of creates a point for you to potentially have a longer conversation with a potential customer. But it kind of like gave them some information. You could step back and kind of watch what happens from there. And then we typically would also have a sample sale bin that we would keep like closer to like the entrance of the booth.
Yeah, prototypes,
yep.
misstitches,
Yeah,
things
like,
that were functional but like not perfect.
Right, yeah. People always love that.
Do you have anyone else working for the business right now? How many and what do they do?
So we have one person that we work with who lives in the US and helps us make our crossbody straps. And that's it. And he's a longtime friend of ours in the leather world, and we just really needed some help with that end of things, and he does a great job, so that's it. Otherwise, it's just the two of us. But we are hoping to move into a direction where we can start to maybe build a team.
Build a team. We have some exciting thoughts about like 2025,
Yeah.
as we always do.
Yeah.
But that would just help us plan things farther out and more consistently. Like we would love to be able to get more photo shoots out there.
Yes.
One of the ideas we have is to kind of redo what our website looks like. So in order to do that, we kind of need one of each bag so we can retake pictures,
Yep.
do lifestyle shots,
Yep.
and then have every bag represented in every color and every design.
Right. And so what we were hoping to do, besides using that to update the website, is also fill up the wall that we have over there
Right.
and maybe move our lives over to the wall.
Oh.
So that way you guys can kind of always see the bags behind us, but then if there was any question or any thought about any of the bags, we'd easily be able to grab one off there, show you the color, show you the size, the shape, try it on for you, that sort of thing. Basically creating like a mini showroom in our studio. Because eventually when we hopefully move out of the basement, we would love to actually have a real showroom that people could go to once in a while. But we just think that it would also make doing photo shoots a lot easier.
Oh, definitely.
So that whenever we feel like, hey, we haven't done a photo shoot in a little bit, like let's grab 3 bags and go out and shoot, we'd be able to do that as well, which would be
Fun.
really helpful. Because I feel like right now it's just like,
What do we have?
yeah, what's on hand, and like
Yeah.
and there's typically not a lot on hand. Otherwise, I'm just like trying to make the bags, get them out the door, and ship them out.
Some of your bags ended up in photo shoots before they were shipped out to you.
Yes. Don't worry, we're always very careful with every bag. So, but yeah, so I think doing that would be great. And the other idea I had was to then potentially we could maybe do shows again, because we could bring those bags with us to do a show. We wouldn't actually probably sell those bags, but they would be there for everyone to see in person, try on, and then place an order with us in person. So yeah.
Are you planning to do a photo shoot yourself or with a specialist? So, in my mind, Leanne might have a different idea, but I assumed we would continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
Me taking the photos, you styling.
Slash modeling. Not my favorite job. But
that would also open up the door if we wanted to use models or a photographer. We would have the inventory to do that.
Exactly. I would love to get to a point where we can get some models that aren't me, because I would really love to be behind, not physically behind the camera taking pictures, but behind the scenes styling the shoot, so that I know everything is going to look the way I'm imagining it in my head. Because when it's me, I think I might look one way, but in real life I'm like this, and so.
I say, don't do that with your hands. Get out of here.
And I'm like, what does that mean?
Look the other way.
Put your hands in your pockets.
I don't want to see your hands.
And like, I love my husband, but he's not the best director when it comes to me and photo shoots. And it would just be great to have models that we could work with and
I think it's
do
fine.
shoots. But we're getting there. We're always working towards that.
Have you seen Michael's setup, Loyal Strickland? He has a drop-down right in his shop for photo shoots. Yeah, I have. He does a great job.
Yes, he does. That's something that we would, if we were to move out of this space and into a bigger space, that is something that we
One of our
plan to
restrictions,
have.
unfortunately, is ceiling height.
Yes, you get a lot of, I mean, luckily I'm short, I guess, but you'd get pipes in the background, I think, there.
But yeah, I like his setup a lot, and I like his backdrop.
Yeah, yeah, no, that would be amazing. That is one of the things that we would love to have, like a photo shoot room, basically, in the new studio.
A media room.
Yeah. Yep.
It would basically be what would happen.
Yeah. Did we answer the question?
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
That was.
I think we
that
might
was.
have. We also, totally forgot, we're over on time.
Oh, yes, we are.
40, almost 45 minutes.
Yeah, we've
So
chit-chatted a lot.
we talk too much.
We do. So, okay. If you guys have any final questions, now is the time to get those in.
Burgundy will be out when Sienna's done.
Yep.
Leanne showed the new bag, as you saw. Let's see what else.
Mhm.
It's our last order week before we go to waitlisting, so
Yep.
get on that. Milled will come out mid-May
And that
and
will,
then roll into waitlist.
right.
And is that right?
I think that's generally it.
Nope.
And we're going to be finishing up our April orders and going into all the red.
When you're ready to build
right
out
on.
a showroom, please hire me and come build it out with you. All right.
Sounds great, Trevor. Yes.
I would love to. Yes, I would love that.
That would be fantastic, actually. Sounds good.
We have a really good friend of ours that is like, we went to art school together,
Yeah.
and he was a sculpture major, and he's really busy all the time. But
Yeah, he's the other person that
he's
we
the other
would,
person and we'd have in mind for something like that.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Trevor.
Heck yeah.
I just purchased the Class 26 with
Oh,
EPS. Awesome.
Yay.
Do you like the EPS, and do you think it's worth it? Oh, yes.
100%.
We started without it, got a new one with it, then we retrofitted the other one with it.
Yes.
It's great.
Absolutely love it, and I can't imagine not having it now.
You, for some reason, in your mind, you're like, I have to be able to use the wheel. And it's like, not that you can't,
Yeah, no. And
but something about, I don't know, I feel like it's almost like a technology.
it just makes sewing so much easier.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's great.
Just tell Grant, Tim, and me. We'll have
Oh
it done
my
in a couple
God.
days. Oh,
For
man.
real. Can you imagine? That
Well,
would be
we
so
We
fun.
could host people at the space.
Yeah, well, not in a construction
Well,
zone.
no, not in the construction zone.
That would be so
That
much
would be
fun.
That would be great.
They could stay at the Airbnb around the corner.
Which one?
The little one, that little cute house
Okay.
that our
There's
friend.
one over there too.
Yeah, that what was her name? Diana? Danielle? The D name. But she
I
used to
don't
own
remember
it.
her last name.
She sold it and now it's an Airbnb. That
Oh.
little cute one where
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
a pig there for a little
Hive
bit.
Cottage?
Yeah, Hive Cottage. We'll get you guys set up in there and then we'll just
Right.
work for a week and it'll be done.
We'll see you next week. Right?
I don't know why we wouldn't.
Yeah, we will.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on and asking us questions and all that good stuff. If you missed any of this, we are going to post it on the feed. You can go back and watch it. Lots of exciting things, new colors, new bags. Watch it all.
New you.
Sure.
Sure.